Alright, UFC 219, Cyborg versus Holm prediction. Now I'm doing this on a Thursday, the show's on Saturday, and we've already had a lot of shakeup going on, a lot of fights canceled, a lot of people pulling out, a lot of injuries, a lot of stuff really messing up with the flow of it. And it looks like we actually have a dearth of fights actually on the card here. It looks like we're going to have to get some last-second replacements on here in a hurry. So by the time this thing is uploaded, and certainly by the time the show rolls around on Saturday, it's going to be very, very outdated, but whatever. Just work with what you have. Let's do it. Alright, women's featherweight title fight, Chris Cyborg versus Holly Holm. Probably the biggest women's fight they could do with Ronda Rousey sidelined or doing whatever she's doing with Travis Brown. If you know what I mean. Wink, wink. So yeah, this should be an entertaining little cluster schmoz. Cyborg, of course, looks like a bus driver, and Holly Holm looks like a fairly younger bus driver, and they're just going to wail on each other. You know, this should be fun stuff. Now, the big question is whether or not Cyborg will actually make weight, but because she's had trouble in the past. That's a lot of money. That's really like a good parlay bet to do. Will she make weight? I think she does. I think it's going to be to her detriment, because I'm going to go with Holly Holm to go in there and get the upset. Yeah, no, I didn't even go for the sniffing strikes or grappling system. I didn't even do that. I just went straight to my prediction. Cyborg, she's a great fighter. Hell of a fighter. But you know what? Holly Holm, she's got some pretty good striking. She hits you fast. She hits you in a flurry. And I think Cyborg is a little bit slower. And Holm just has a lot of really good versatile weapons. And I think she catches her. She catches her early. And she does to Chris Cyborg what she did to Ronda Rousey. And if I'm not mistaken, that would make Holly Holm the only person in history to ever beat Ronda Rousey and Chris Cyborg. So, I don't know, maybe that'll help her with some endorsements at some point. But yeah, I got Holly Holm winning by first round standing TKO. How about that? Yeah, going out on a limb. That's what you do in the new year. Alright, for our co-main event, we got Khabib Nurmagomedov taking on Edson Barboza. First time we've seen Nurmagomedov in a long time. He was supposed to fight Tony Ferguson in the beginning of the year, but he tried to cut weight and almost died, so he's been recuperating after that. Edson Barboza, he's basically like the lightweight division version of a turd that won't flush, because remember, this guy is like always like hoovering around the top 5 or 6, but he never actually gets like in the top 2 or 3. But he's on a roll lately. Had really good leg kicks, good leading leg kicks, my bad. He's kind of like Jose Aldo, except 10 pounds heavier. And Khabib, he's a mauler. I mean, he just takes people down and just drubs them out, like he did against Michael Johnson. This is one of the worst beatings I've ever seen in any MMA fight. So yeah, Edson's going to have a pretty straightforward strategy here. I'm going to leg kick you, keep you at range, see if I can do that for 15 minutes. Khabib's strategy is I'm going to wrestle you to the ground, and I'm going to punch your face off. So Barboza, I mean, he's a good fighter. He's got some good technique, but I think Khabib's the better complete fighter. His grappling is much better and more potent than I think Edson's grappling. So I think Khabib ends up winning this one by third round TKO, and it's going to be pretty early, like in the first minute or two. So Khabib wins. In a just world, we'd get Khabib taking on Conor McGregor, but probably won't happen. It's going to be Khabib taking on Tony Ferguson for the lightweight title, which still should be a pretty good matchup at some point in 2018. So something to look forward to. Elevated to the main card, it's Dan Hooker taking on Mark Diakise, whatever. I'll just call him Bone Crusher. He's from the Congo, and the other guy's from New Zealand. Not going to lie and tell you that I know a whole lot about either of these fighters, because truthfully I don't. I think I've seen one fight from them apiece, so that's all I can go with. So once again, we're just going to have to use the old metrics here. Looks like Dan Hooker's landing more significant strikes per minute, but Mark has the better grappling. Yeah, I'm going to go with Mark to win by unanimous decision. Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty straightforward. Fight off the jab, do some good grappling, wrestle to the ground, control the tempo there, and see what happens. Moving along, Cynthia Calvillo taking on Carla Esparza, and you know what? I'm just going to come out and say it. Does she kind of remind me of I Am Jazz? I'm just saying. Just saying. Not insinuating anything. I'm just saying. Also, her nickname is Cookie Monster. That goes a long way. Alright, so this is going to be contested at strawweight. Significant strikes favors Calvalo, but takedowns favors Esparza. Yeah, I think Cavillo wins this one by like second round TKO. Not a whole lot there to be technical about. Just got an inkling, and sometimes the inklings are good enough. Carlos kind of taking on Neil Magny in our curtain jerker. Carlos kind of first time we've seen him in quite some time. Yeah, Carlos kind of think he's going to win this one. I think he wins by second round knockout. So he gets his name back in the papers, and we'll see what happens. You know, welterweight division, wide open, crazy things can happen. Maybe he'll get a reshot against Tyrone Woodley at some point next year. Sounds outlandish, but hey, you never know. GSP was the middleweight champion this year. How about that? Crazy things happen. Alright, so very quick, I'm going to go through the prelims. We got Khalil Roundtree Jr. taking on Michael from Poland. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name. I'm going to go with Roundtree by unanimous decision. We got Miles Jury taking on Rick Glenn. I'm going to go with Miles Jury by surprise, unanimous decision. We got Marvin Vettori taking on Omari Akhmadov. A lot of Russian guys on this show. A lot of Polish guys, a lot of Eastern Bloc kind of fighters. Kind of a theme going on here. I don't know anything about either of these two guys, but I'm going to go with Vettori by unanimous decision. Louis Smolka taking on Mateo Nicolau, whatever. I'm going to go with Smolka by second round submission. And for our fight pass opener, Tim Elliott taking on Mark De La Rosa. I'm going to go with Tim Elliott by second round TKO. So there's probably going to be a couple more fights added before this thing goes up. I probably won't monkey around with them. There's no point. So yeah, not exactly the most stellar looking card. Kind of a B-tier show on paper, but you know what? Hopefully we'll get a lot of good knockouts. I mean, you got, Nurmagomedov, you got Holm, you got Condit, you got Cyborg, you got Barboza. I mean, the odds of somebody getting their lives turned out very fast and awesomely has got to be quite high, so why not check it out? Final big MMA show of the year. I will check it out probably, and here's hoping we have a lot more really awesome MMA stuff to talk about in 2018. Alright, enjoy the show, Saturday, kids, and I'll be seeing you at some point.